Thanks so much for staying with us. Now I'm joined by Celeste Savage, the Executive Director of HALO. She tells us they need help to continue to serve the homeless community here in Wicomico County. Celeste, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It has been unseasonably warm this winter, and I know you guys see a big increase in the winter, usually because it's colder. Have you seen less numbers because of the unusual weather, or?
No, we really haven't. You know, this year in September we opened our day facility, so that has allowed more guests to come through and be involved in finding resources and places.
You guys also have a women and children's shelter as well.
Right. We opened women children's shelter in November.
Is that still steadily busy as well?
It's growing on a regular basis. It's amazing the number of women and children out there that's coming through the doors, and it's an in and out emergency shelter. They come in the morning, in the evening, and then they leave that morning. But of course, they can go right on over to the day facility, so they still have a place to come in out of the elements.
And I know your mission to help the homeless in Wicomico County is never over, but you guys recently got funding from the state of Maryland, correct, to help out with a few things at the homeless shelter. How have you guys been able to use those funds?
We actually didn't get funding from the state.
Okay.
We did receive funding from the Community Foundation.
Okay.
And that allowed us to have a startup for the day facility.
Mm-hmm. And you have a big project coming up, if you will, the Harvest for Hope Community Garden. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I think, you know, to backtrack just a little bit, we have our HALO Cafe, and we're feeding approximately 200 people a day through this cafe. And what we would like to do is be able to give them fresh vegetables and prepare nutritional meals. Last year we had our Harvest of Hope garden, and we struggled a little bit with that. This year we've had, the community has stepped up, different organizations and partners have stepped in to help us construct a Harvest of Hope, a true Harvest of Hope that will have vegetables, will have fruit, that's going to be great for the cafe to be able to use for the
Who came up with the name for the garden?
Well, we put it out there, and a combination of the volunteers and the guests all together just kind of, you know, our whole mission is to provide hope to the homeless, and we are a hand-up organization. So we thought about putting the garden part together and harvesting what the fruit. We want to harvest hope in our guests, and so everybody combined it together and came up with Harvest of Hope.
How can folks at home help HALO?
Well, they can certainly join us in this growing our garden. Mm-hmm. We certainly welcome volunteers. We are in desperate need of volunteers. You know, with the many ministries that we have involved, we have our thrift ministry, we have the cafe, the day facility, the shelter. We're open pretty much 24/7 now. So the community can come on board. We have training the third Sunday of every month at 2 o'clock at our mission at 119 South Boulevard, which is our Center of Hope. And they can come on board with us that way. Certainly financially, we are not sponsored by any local, state, or government funding. Okay. So, you know, we accept the individual donations, and businesses or whoever would like to donate financially as well as in kind. We have the farmers, we have the deer, you know, plenty of deer meat comes in from the hunters, you know, and truly the community is awesome and have really stepped up and has helped us tremendously. Definitely. And we continue to need their support.
Mm-hmm. Can people drop off items as well, not just monetary donations like you were saying, but can people drop off like paper towels, things of that nature? What kind of things?
The in-kind donations, if they are not food-based, we ask that they come to our community outreach center right there behind the thrift store. If it's food, whether it's perishable, you know, or not, we can take that in. We have the refrigerators and freezers or whatever, and we certainly do welcome that, because there's no way we could feed the 200 that we're feeding a day without the community support.
200 people a day, all week.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 7 days a week. Yeah.
Do you also need volunteers at the Day Cafe, maybe?
Right. We need volunteers in every division of Halo. Every division that we have. We have our special events. We need that. We'll put a special call out for that. But we do welcome the community to come on board with us.
All right. Thank you, Celeste, for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate
helping
it.
the homeless. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Well, that does it for us on Good Things Delmarva. We will be back next Sunday, and Ashley will be back next week.